I would say without a doubt, it's been the community. So you probably hear that a lot. I joined because I was looking for a place to hit golf balls, and the reason that I come in here often is because of the people that I know, the community that I've, made of folks, whether it be work folks, friends, the staff's incredible, food and beverage is really nice, but the community is what keeps me coming back. When you play golf out in a country club of any kind, right, it's kind of like a singular event. Like you're on a track out there with a bunch of other people, but you're like intentionally throttled along the course, right? So you come up across the guys in front of you or behind you every so often, maybe at the putting green or in the bar or restaurant. And then other than that, it's just the few people you might be playing with. Whereas in here, you're in a bay with 3 other people that are of very different skill sets potentially as well, and you're engaged with all the other bays sometimes simultaneously, so you have an opportunity to meet 20, 30, 40 people consistently. And those people obviously are all from the local area, have their own networks, have their own interests, and so on and so forth. So I've been able to broaden my reach in a couple of years being a member here, to your point, versus I've been a member at Nashville Golf, same idea, for 2.5 years or so, and I've had, count on one hand how many in-depth conversations I've had with people there. And here, it's like I have that many like every time I'm in here. So yeah, it's unreal, and I didn't expect that. And they run this place like it's like an actual country club too, with the events that we have, the membership, things we're doing for young business groups, and the Monday game, the Wednesday game, the Saturday morning games, all the different like member guests, the members, the pro member. They're doing all sorts of stuff to keep us engaged, and so there's always something going on. The barrier of entry is really low. The app is super user-friendly. Lots of times it's like, okay, well, you need to find a foursome. Okay, whereas in this place, you're like, hey, I like to play in it. They go, sounds good. They just throw you with other people, and then you go play. So it's made it easy to get engaged. Yeah, and I've met from everybody, same as you, I'm sure. Every local course is represented here. So I've played golf at 5 or 6 other places in the Nashville area that I wouldn't have otherwise probably played, because of the fact that this is bringing like a cross-pollination of various people from different backgrounds and all members of different clubs in town. So that to me has been amazing too. If I want to play at any place in town, like I got a couple people I can call now, and we're always like asking me to participate and play. So yeah, it's been like a game changer for me. They're here a big chunk of the day, right? That's the first thing. I don't know the exact hours, but I think it's 7 or 8 in the morning till 10 o'clock at night. So we've got breakfast, we've got lunch, we've got dinner, we've got specials of the day all the time. They're always changing out the items on the menu. They're always updating their drink menu, etc. Everybody knows you by name. So, you really feel like you're a part of a community from that perspective. Very easy for me to work with them. They kind of get an idea of my favorites. I come in there, go, hey, you want this, you want that, I bring guests in here all the time. They always make my guests feel like $1 million. So that's really, really valuable to me, to have a place like this in my back pocket. I know I can always bring people, regardless of whether the weather's outside is cooperating or not. This is always a place I can come, whether I'm just coming for lunch or for dinner, whether I've got family in town, whether I've got business colleagues in town, etc. This place has always served me really well. My wife's had her company's holiday party here 3 years in a row. And so, I think that, if it wasn't a successful event, she wouldn't have booked it the last 2 years, right? And she does it every year. And she's like, they do such a great job. They do a wonderful job. Her team always has a wonderful job experience here. And she always leaves going like, I'm glad I did it there again. Like, everybody loves that place. So, that's real talk. So, it couldn't be better for me from that perspective, yeah. And this place will continue to serve them as they get older too, in different capacities. It's also a place for them to come and bring their friends. It's a safe environment that's fun and easy. I've seen some of the guys who have, kids that are in high school, and they'll come in here with like some of their friends, some of their girlfriends. You kind of see that dynamic playing itself out here, and it's like, what a great place to do that in. Like, safe place, everybody. Yeah, man, we're very blessed that way. The level of golf in here it's incredible. So whether you're brand new, you can be like an outdoor 30 handicap guy who's trying to break 100, you can come in here and you can compete like right out of the gates, because TrackMan handicaps. We have handicaps in here, so you play tournaments where it's a level playing field, right? It's not all net or gross games. So people come in day one and they can compete side by side. Whereas if you're in an outdoor game, you tend to only birds of a feather kind of flock together. So in outdoor games, it's like the scratch guys are off on their own. The guys who are like 5s to 8s, they kind of hang out. The big handicappers are over here. So you end up with these like very siloed groups, but in here, everybody can play together at the same time. So I play with guys who are plus handicaps. I play with guys who are former pros, college players, guys who have had wins on tour that I've played with in here that probably in an outdoor game I would have been much more stressed to play with, but in here it's like it's no problem. And I could be playing here with my wife and my son at the same time. You know, so it's like it just levels that playing field and it puts the focus on other things, yet with like golf as a side note. And to me, that's the part that you can't really quantify. The other piece of it is that it's actually really helped me with my game. So like I understand my distances now way better than I ever did outside. I also understand how to move the ball now from left to right. The technology that the TrackMan has, the hundreds of data points that it's tracking on every single swing, on every time that you're striking a ball, and then being able to learn, you know, what's different when you're bringing the club from the inside out or the outside in and your club face open or closed and all these sorts of things. You learn from talking to other guys in here too about it a little bit. And then outside now I can move the ball. Like I can draw the ball, I can push the ball, I can fade the ball, I can cut the ball. Things that I used to do all the time, just not on purpose. Now I can actually do it on purpose and from time to time. So it's actually helped my game outside. When I come out in the spring, it's not like, oh gosh, here we go again. I haven't picked up a club in 6 months. I haven't been outside for 6 months, but my muscle memory's there. My swing pattern's there. My overall strength and endurance is still there. So it's really helped me transition my game a lot. I find myself, even if I'm playing in local tournaments, I'll come and warm up here. So actually come in here a couple hours before the tournament, warm up, go out there, hit a few balls in the range, putt a little bit, and then go play. But I come here to warm up. And it's just like, it's actually really, really helped me. So there's not a part of like this place that, you know, I don't love. You know, that's the reality. That's just, you know, again, regardless of that camera, just two people talking is like, there's not a part of this place I don't love. So yeah, it's wild. And then, you know, the other thing is if you think about when you play golf with other people too, even if you are playing outside with a business person or something of that nature, if you actually look at the amount of time that you have with that individual, right, in the cart, maybe waiting for people or whatever else, or in between shots or whatever, you might get 20 seconds uninterrupted here or there, 30 seconds uninterrupted here or there, but collectively through that round, right, quantify that number. I don't know what that is, 10 minutes, 15 minutes of like some good conversation, whatever. In here, even in an hour or so, there's never a point where you're not within an earshot of that individual. So other than the times where you may be hitting, you're actually able to continue to dialogue. And since there's no pace of play you have to worry about, you can end up sitting there and talking for 10, 15 minutes in between a shot even, and it's not a big deal. Nobody's rushing you. So you could play 3 or 4 holes and then go down a rabbit hole, work on a business deal for a half hour, and then come back to playing golf. So in an hour or two here, you could end up, you know, having a captive audience for half of that period of time versus outdoors. There's a lot going on. You're juggling like 50 things at once, which don't get me wrong, is a really great way to understand somebody else too. But this just offers up a different dynamic that I think is honestly a little bit more efficient and can also be more effective. The reality is if you're looking to work on your game, this is a great place. If you're looking for a place to bring your family, this is a great place. If you're looking for a place that's a social club, if you're social club first type of a person, this is a wonderful place. If you are just a purist from a golf perspective and you want to improve your game and iterate that slightly, which is why I joined, this is your place. You know, I wanted to build a simulator during COVID. That's what I was telling you a minute ago. During COVID, I wanted to build a simulator in my basement. I looked into doing it. We lived in the Northeast, and I was gonna have to dig out like 18 inches out of because I only had 9 feet, and I needed 10 and a half feet to be able to do it. And it was gonna cost me just an obscene amount of money. So when we moved here, I found this place right when it was opening, the fall of 2021. I was one of the first members, and I was like, I'm in 100%. This is exactly what I wanted to build. But I'm being able to do it here. I have 24/7 access to the bays. I want to iterate my game. I want to improve my golf game. That's what I wanted to do. Now, what's kept me here is the community, the staff, the events, the ability to network here, the ability to bring my family here, the ability to bring colleagues and coworkers here to conduct business meetings. In this room that we're sitting in right here, you can run seminars. You can take this room. You could have host holiday events here for your team. And so there's not an aspect of my life that this hasn't really touched, whether it been professionally, personally, the social aspect of it, the food and beverage aspect, the staff here from a communal perspective, and then as it relates to my golf game also. It's like all of those things together is why I joined, and I would recommend it to anybody for the same. So, you know, that's the truth of it. Like you know, the other thing is too, when I work from home. So for me, when I moved down here, I was like, I got to get out of my house. Like I have an office at home. I was like, I got to get out of my house. So I was actually looking, and I took a guy to lunch here who also works remote. The guy pays $600 a month to rent a little shoebox, 8 by 8 foot room out of a local building here just to have an office out of his house as well. And I was like, well, you know, my membership here is less than that, and you can play golf here whenever you want. And afterwards you can grab lunch and a beer, you know, and you can host business meetings here if you'd like to as well. And he's like, you have to be kidding me. So from that perspective, like that's the way I looked at it. I was like, it's, you know, whatever it is per month, but that's about what I was gonna pay to rent an office space somewhere. So now I come here, I work here. There's a couple of work bays that we have telephone booths on the other side. So I'll work for a few hours, I'll play golf for a couple hours, I'll grab lunch, I'll head out of here. So for me, it's been the duality of the work-life balance for me. Like this place has been like cornerstone for me personally. So like, yeah, like, I mean, you know, that's the truth. Like I don't know what I would do without it. I'd be working at like random Marriotts every once in a while in the lobby, or I'd be at the Starbucks. And instead I'm here. And it's like, you know, which is better? I can promise you it's this place, so.